In Movies and Money, our film critic is here. He is Erik Childress of the Chicago Film Critics Association, and we have to mention this big blockbuster movie, Captain America: Civil War.
Do you remember me?
Your mom's name is Sarah. You used to wear newspapers in your shoes.
You're a wanted man.
I don't do that anymore.
Well, the people who think you did are coming right now.
As we are going to be continuing to talk this year about the sort of the year that Disney's is having, Captain America: Civil War, Marvel's film, is now approaching $1 billion worldwide in just a couple short weeks. Over $940 million as of last weekend worldwide. Now over $300 million in the U.S. So it's having a spectacular run, and it's probably going to approach the $1.4 billion that the last Avengers movie did.
Coming out this weekend, the Angry Birds movie.
Happy Hatch Day, dear Timothy. Wheat allergy doesn't like clowns. Oh, boy.
And if there is going to be a challenger to Civil War this weekend, it actually could be the Angry Birds movie. It's sort of projecting right now sort of in the upper 30 million range, and this is really sort of a curious entry this summer because I don't know exactly how well it could do. I mean, the people who sort of look down on this because it's an Angry Birds movie. It's a movie based on a game.
The video game that's very popular.
Incredibly popular. But, some people, even people with families, will tend to look down on something that seems like, really, they're going to make an Angry Birds movie? It was the same sort of, thought when people said, oh, they're making Pirates of the Caribbean, a movie based on a theme park ride. And, of course, look how that did. It did work. Angry Birds movie, from what I've heard from colleagues, doesn't really work, but that's really not going to stop people from taking their kids and their families to see the movie this weekend, and I think it's going to be a close battle at the top between that and Captain America.
Also coming out this weekend, Neighbors 2: Sorority Rising.
My theme song, my leather black jeans on.
Good disguises, everyone. You look like a psychopath.
It's a clown, man. People love clowns.
Stop doing that.
And this is the sequel to a really big hit for Seth Rogen from a few years ago. Neighbors in 2014 was actually the biggest opening and the biggest grossing live action film that Seth Rogen has ever been involved in. It did $150 million at the box office. This one is actually a bit of a disappointment. I'm a fan of Neighbors. If you've seen it on cable,
I did see it on cable.
Did you like it?
I did like it.
It's a funny movie.
But it was
really
on cable.
Well, that doesn't mean anything.
Well, that means I didn't have to. I was free.
Yeah, well, it's okay, so it's free-ish. But it was worth the money, trust me on that. Neighbors 2 is really not worth the money, and it's really kind of a shame because this movie tries to actually take a really interesting sort of anti-sexist spin on everything that's going on right now. A lot of people accusing this of sexism, and whatnot, and it sets itself up kind of beautifully to really explore this notion, and then really just kind of goes by the wayside in favor of a lot of repeat jokes from the original, and it seems to forget about all the really potentially really fascinating ideas that it sets up for itself. It does have a few good laughs here and there, but on the Seth Rogen spectrum, this is one of the lesser films.
Loses its way.
Yes.
Let's move on to another film coming out this weekend, The Nice Guys.
You're a private investigator?
My profession is very complicated, okay? It's nuanced.
That's a lot of...
Well, this is definitely the best movie opening in theaters this week. New film from Shane Black, who is sort of specialized in doing these mismatched buddy films going all the way back to 1987's Lethal Weapon, where he sort of changed the dynamic of the cop picture. And he's been doing a lot of movies very similar to this since. His directorial debut a few years ago was Kiss Kiss Bang Bang, that paired Robert Downey Jr. and Val Kilmer. And this movie has Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling in sort of a very similar vein, a sort of a different take on the detective story from the 1970s, and it's really, really funny. Ryan Gosling is particularly hilarious in this movie. It's proof that we want to see Ryan Gosling actually do more comedy throughout his career, and Russell Crowe, this is one of the best movies he's been involved with in some time as well. So this is a movie that I hope people will take a chance on. It is R-rated, and it's not tracking very well. It's sort of maybe just a little bit over $10 million, but this is one of those sort of summer sleepers that I hope people will find, and maybe someday you'll find it on cable as well.
And that's probably where I'm going to watch that.
Yes, it's good. It's worth your time, trust me.
Coming up this weekend, the Chicago Film Critics Association will have its film festival. Tell us about that, Erik.
Well, this is a really exciting time for us. This is the fourth annual Chicago Critics Film Festival. I'm a producer of this event, and we're going to have 25 feature films over the course of a week at the Music Box Theater, the great Music Box Theater in Chicago, and we're going to have many special guests. This festival is completely curated by film critics. It's the only film festival in the entire world that is actually put on and programmed by film critics such as myself. So we've chosen all the movies movies, and we've invited all these really special guests. Craig Robinson and director Chad Hartigan are going to be there opening night for a movie called Morris from America. Michael Pena is going to be here Saturday night. Adam Pally on Saturday as well. Many directors throughout the week, including Ty West. Martin Starr from Silicon Valley is going to be here on closing night Thursday the 26th. And we really hope people come out and see these films on the big screen at the Music Box. These are a lot of films that you'll probably wait to see on cable eventually because I'm recommending them to you, hopefully. But I hope that people will come and take a chance and see these really great independent films that we've plucked from film festivals across the world.
Right, what
with our
other
recommendations. Morris from America, I mentioned, is our opening night film. We have a really great film, a couple locally shot Chicago films, one called American Fable with the director and the producer and the young star, 11-year-old star of the movie is going to be there Monday night. Operators, the film that Martin Starr is going to be here, that was shot all around Chicago. So we have a really wonderful lineup with westerns and documentaries and foreign films, a remake of Beauty, another remake of Beauty and the Beast before the big Disney film comes out next year, a French film that people I hope will come because it's going to look gorgeous on the grand screen at the Music Box. Over 700 seats there. It's a fantastic movie palace. It's right where you want to see movies next week, May 20th to the 26th.
Thank you, Eric, for coming on the show.
Thank you.